Welcome back, everybody, to Grand Tactician: The Civil War. I'm Grumpy Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 25 of our Confederate Spring 1861 campaign. In the last episode, we saw our second major push into the north, or at least on the east coast, with General Joe Johnston pushing his army up into Cumberland and winning a victory there. Oh, we already flipped it. We got flipped. Don't listen to me. I'm seeing things. So, just for another battle here against two armies, and there's a third army there that did not take part in the combat, so I'm wondering if they're going to put up a fight. We'll see. The two other armies that we did defeat are moving off towards this, towards Hagerstown. So we're still in the process of flipping DC, probably another day or two. Maybe by the end of this day, I think. With the Army of Pennsylvania, Department of Pennsylvania, and the Army of James basically undecided on what they want to do. Jackson's still pushing back down the valley to go take up his old roost in Winchester. Still have these four armies pushing south through Kentucky. Last spotted them one day prior. We do have the Ohio Squadron coming up here. This way, if they do push back north, I should have a good siding on them if they use that crossing point. Still have Price sitting up here in Chicago. And he is now out of food and provisions. So I got to get Army of Indiana moved off of this IIP so that it can no longer be blocked. What's the... Trying to get the full effect on that blockade there. It says not blocked, but it's burning, probably just because we took it over. I gotta get the clock running and see the provisions lines. Alright. So these guys are out of food. Though they should be able to draw. I should have a solid supply line running through here up to them. Oh, why is Salem back under Union control? It shouldn't be. I hold Cairo. Is that what's doing it? Why is Salem under Union control? That doesn't make sense. That's probably where the supply blockage is right there. Alright. Shouldn't be happening that way, but it is happening that way. Okay. Alright, we still have these four armies sitting here, plus two more I can't see. Oh, maybe one of them's camped over there, but there's no indication that it is. So, Price is going to hold steady here at St. Louis. I said Price up here, but that's Smith. And the Florida militia is still holding siege out here in the west, with no tick over the last few days. So that should just about cover what's going on with the strategic map. Last episode, if you did watch it, during the battle I said there was no indication that Joe Johnston had been wounded into fighting. A message did float across. There was just so much going on the map, I did not see the message float up. So I thought I'd sent the Corps commander to Longstreet to rally his troops. I ended up sending the Army commander by mistake, and he got wounded in the fighting because of that, because he was too close to the front lines. So got to be a little more cognizant of which commander I'm clicking on when they're right next to each other. But I don't understand also why my army's morales are so low. I've had nothing but victories lately, but my army morale is at 77. There is no reason for it to be dropping the way it is, but it is dropping. Because we haven't had a loss for quite a few battles. Victory, 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 victory. Where's that major defeat? But it's been a long time since I actually had a loss. capturing cities, we're winning battles, but for some reason my morale is dropping. And I do actually believe it is because of Andersonville. I believe it's starting to have an effect on not only strengthening the enemy's will to fight, but my army's morale, which is not something I expected. I don't know if it's supposed to have that type of effect, but it is going to cost $8.3 million to upgrade. I have 8.2 in the bank. So I don't want to build it until the month flips over because I don't want to incur another bond. You know what? I'm gonna take that bond because I want to see if this is actually what is affecting that. Because I have almost 19,000 men shoved into a camp that is designed for 5,000. So we're gonna upgrade this and see if that has any type of effect. So for right now, we're going to hold steady as we try to figure out, outside of Longstreet now command of the Army of Northeastern Virginia, pushing into Cumberland, we're going to hold steady and see how the Union forces react. So I will be back. Alright, we have now taken Washington. It is flipped into our control. So that should have a massive effect on the Union morale. And their morale is already pretty low. So all these armies, Army of Pennsylvania just came down to Washington and immediately withdrew. Department of Pennsylvania is on its way now. And they have even less men. Army of James is withdrawing in the face of Jackson. And Army of Northeastern Virginia probably do the same thing with Beauregard. Yeah, he's not even attempting, so I'm starting to flip this city. 39th Army, 1,700 men, is now at Pittsburgh trying to flip that back under their control. So, don't know what they are planning on doing. So it's only been 3 days. I want to see how far along this upgrade is. Oh, takes way more than a month, another 54 days. Whew. Well, as you can see here, by us taking Washington, that power slider has come all the way to the right. We are now in the end game. So I'm going to push the Corps of Carolina up here into D.C. And I'm going to push Magruder up into Baltimore. They'll possibly flipping Cumberland will do it. Let's take a look at the strategic map here. So their national morale is now down to 28. And we got to get them down to 25 to win. So we are well on our way there. We are almost done with this campaign. So I'm going to get these plans in motion. And then we'll see come what may. I will be back. Alrighty, we've had quite a bit of movement over the last 2 days in game since we captured Washington. Union armies keep coming in close, but keep withdrawing, so I don't believe they have the morale to fight. Jackson had moved back down the valley and was in the process of flipping Winchester when Little Mac, of all generals, decided to move the Department of Ohio out of the mountains and come down to fight. Maybe he's thinking he's a Braveheart reborn and coming down out of the highlands to fight us in the thousands. But he's got 13,000 men against my 21,000, so I have a feeling this is going to be a load-in battle and load-out battle. They may or may not fight. I'm thinking they won't, but I could be wrong. So I'm going to load into this, and I will be back. Once more onto the bleeding ground. Battle of 12th Winchester. Oh boy. It's probably be funny if this is the last battle. So, Union is defending. So maybe he will stay and fight. And it's the Kernstown battlefield, too. Alright. I want to see... This condition is 90, basically 99 across the board. Fighting spirit's only 75. So they break pretty fast if they do decide to stay and fight. So this is going to be very straightforward. I'm going to move my army into Winchester and then come south. That's all there is to it. This is a straight up bash them down fight because I basically have double their numbers. And none of the other armies are fighting, so I'm not worried about the casualties. Alright, single line, long range. Count battery, no initiative. Garnett's division, you will lead as usual. Start them up here so they don't get stuck on that stream. Withers. Oh, start them over here. What the hell am I doing? That's command ready's bubble I'm looking at. Okay, Withers, you'll be in front. Mr. Buckner. And Mr. Lee. He does have the largest division. Maybe I'll put him up front. He'll be behind the cavalry if I can find him on the map. Engineers. And artillery. Get them off that fence. Alright, I'm going to get my forces moving, and I will be back when we have contact with the enemy. Alrighty, everybody. We have spotted the federal defensive positions here. And it looks like they have their right flank in the air over here, and have come to fishhook around in this direction, which, considering I'm not entering from the field from that direction, seems a little weird. So, I'm already positioning my army for an attack, as I have a plan of attack already. So it's going to take a while for this to go into motion, but I'm sending Lee's division here, and he's going to press the attack first from this direction, hitting this flank. Then I'll send in, I believe this is Withers' division next, followed by Magruder, and possibly the final division there. So my artillery is all the way back in the rear, so I doubt they'll even be part of the assault. But I have a feeling as soon as my infantry brigades start coming into view, they might start pushing out of their entrenchments like they did in the last two battles. I don't know, we'll see. So, I'll come back again once we get some action kicked off. Okay, we're approaching the end of the day. My artillery is still coming up. All my infantry divisions are now in position. Though, I'm not going to start the attack until my artillery is forward and in position. So, that will probably be an overnight setting, and I'm just going to place them right here on the crest of the hill so they can just fire down into these Federals over here if they do not redeploy overnight. So I'm hoping they stay the way they are, and I can just roll down on through them like a great big gray wave. Oh, there's the end of the day. I got that stuff stuck there. Alright, so we're going to put them right there. We're going to just fire down into everybody. A little more forward, get that artillery in range. There we go. Put them in the battery. Or were they already... Can't get the damn camera where I want to see it. Looks like they're going in the battery, hopefully. Nope. There we go. So they'll start in battery with their batteries in range. And hopefully these guys are all still here and haven't moved. So, let's get this battle kicked off. What the hell is this artillery doing? There we go. That's what I want to see. Alright, send your boys up, Lee. Time to start moving forward. Bring you in right there. Or are they coming out to meet me again? Which would be funny because I hold the high ground and I'd have them outranged the entire way through. Actually nice to have all my batteries firing, and these guys do have expert laying, or at least two of them should. Yep. Well, I didn't even realize Longstreet was in range to help, but he only has the cavalry brigade with him, so they're just going to sit back there. I don't need them. Yeah, they're going to have a hard time digging out even that battery, just because they're in the entrenchments. Once these guys pop down on their flank, it'll be a different story. Yeah, Springfield muskets. Boards and Springfield rifle muskets. I think only 2 brigades in this army have muskets. But I'm surprised Little Mac is putting up a fight. Speed this along. Do not fire at the infantry. You have counter battery orders, damn it. Once Lee's in position, I'll move the next division in position. They're leaving their entrenchments, and it doesn't make any sense as to why. They'll be firing down into these men once these divisions move forward. Doesn't look like anybody's out on this flank. He'll basically be behind them. Why are they firing at everything but the damn artillery? Let's go in range. No, they won't. these guys up. Right onto their flank. Alright, time for you boys to start moving in position. Probably should have started moving them already. They have all the long-range weapons too. They're just moving everybody into position above their heads. Full on across the line assault. Cause any casualties? About 200. I didn't check to see if they took any overnight attrition. There was no firing prior to this. There was a brigade lying down right there, cavalry. Oh, they just moved into the entrenchments. That was a brigade that was there. I didn't spot that. Boys need double time up. And Royal Green Jackets. Thought these guys had a perk. Forcing them out of the entrenchments. He just took 52 casualties because he was doing something stupid. Here comes everybody else. They just let me roll in on their flag. I mean, that's just great. And they're pulling back. All right. Let them expose their flank. Hopefully they'll turn again. And I'll keep rolling Lee's division forward as we turn these brigades. You gotta love it when the AI does something stupid. Should have stayed in their entrenchments. They got sharpshooters on their flank too. Alright, Lee, let's roll you forward. Keep up that pressure. Turn their flanks. Because at least he's shooting at the enemy artillery because he's leveling up. Didn't I give that guy orders to push forward? This one I did. 1 Brigade. Kind of surprised that cavalry hasn't broken yet. Keep pushing into them. They don't want to follow their orders. You're sharpshooters. I need you in the fight. There goes that cavalry brigade. This ain't gonna last much longer. These guys got muskets. They got it close. Casualties aren't too bad. That brigade's breaking. They're turning their flank. Oh, it's going to be working out better. To advance these guys a little more. Come on up to the stream. Why is their range so short? Going on with that right there. Yeah, their army's breaking and running. They're basically in range of everybody. Captured another 1,800 men right there. Enemy brigade is surrendered. There we go. Giving us 1 hour to chase them, but I don't think we're going to need it. Yeah, we have the major victory. Inflicted 3,600 casualties. Their guys are still in range, so let's just speed this up. I don't need to chase these boys down. And with that battery, good. Two Indiana Brigade surrendered. First battery surrendered. Wow, that's the most prisoners we've taken. That's another 1,200. There's another 104. Alrighty, I'm going to cut this out right here, and I'll come back in on the post-battle screen. Alrighty, just cutting back in here real fast, so take a look at these numbers here. So we took out 4,700 of his 12,000 infantry, 200 of his 1,000 cavalry, all 20 of his guns, for a total of 5,000 casualties. We took 572 casualties in that attack. That could have not gone better at all. And I believe the majority of those casualties came out of the 1 brigade in Lee's division. So I'm going to cut back out here, and I'll come back after the loading screen. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are one step closer to seizing our freedom. So the enemy has reportedly suffered total casualties of 5,167 men, thereof 211 killed and 3,531 captured. The morale is believed to be nervous. I think it's more than nervous. Our casualties total 572 men, with 92 killed, 75 missing, and the rest are wounded. We've captured 4,324 rifles and 7 guns from the field. We sent 3,545 prisoners to the camps. Alright. What does Andersonville look like now? 21,800 prisoners. Oh, Lord. I feel like I should have upgraded this prison sooner. I would definitely have to build a second one to cover all the numbers. But, which I'll probably do in the future, because that national support's staying up there, and I think it is affecting my support and morale. So we now have them knocked down to 27. So I think we might actually end the campaign on this episode if we flip Cumberland. I think that's it. So I'm going to roll this clock forward and see what happens here. This might be it. And the war is over. The apostles of disunion have prevailed. Say that calls for a victory smoke. And my last shipment of weapons comes in on the last day of the war. Yeah, you got here just in time to get thrown into a museum. All right. The war is over. Union sues for peace. Confederate Armies triumphant. Independence. And it always does that twice. There we go. Let's watch this speech here.
We are fighting for independence, and that, or extermination, we will have. Jefferson Davis, President of the Confederate States of America. Epilogue. Apostles of Disunion. All the Confederacy asked was to be let alone. Instead, the states with which they were lately confederated attempted a subjugation by arms. But the sword in Southern hand was grasped tightly, and it was against this sword the Union, under its stubborn leader Lincoln, threw itself. Relying on the divine power that they believed covered with its protection the cause they held just, the Southern soldiers struggled for their freedom, independence, and self-government. And in this struggle, the Confederacy achieved the unbelievable. On the brink of an abyss into which they did not wish to look, against all odds, as all the might of the Union crashed against them, the ranks of Southern soldiers held firm. But it would be only after the bloody and heroic struggle for freedom the Confederacy's true demeanor would be revealed. The nation was born from rebellion and extreme states' rights principles, and even during a war of survival against a common foe, plagued by internal feuds and petty rivalries, the apostles of disunion would find no comfort within another union of states centrally governed. The idea of men depriving other men of their freedom would not succeed in the changing world. The question of slavery, the so-called divine institution the Confederacy was based on to protect, in its moral impossibility, would sooner rather than later threaten to implode the quarrelsome nation. when that time comes, the Confederacy will be surrounded only by enemies like hungry wolves looking for any sign of weakness to exploit.
All right. I think that's it for that video. So I actually do love that ending there when it says it is eventually going to fall apart. So with the last update in the patch notes, there was actually talk of doing a DLC, and I kind of hope that is what the DLC is a separate confederacy that fights a second civil war within itself. I think that would be fun. That'd be a very good DLC. Let's take a look at the final page here. So, national morale was at 99 for us. Their national support stayed at 94, and I do believe that was because of the prison camps. I think Brambo, who does a lot of experimentation with this stuff, believes that is the cause of that. And I'm also believing that's the cause of why my national support and morale went as low as it did, because this should have been up in the 99 range, and it never... Because this was up in the 90s and just kept steadily dropping. I do believe the prison camp and how overcrowded it was did play a part in that. So men fielded at the end was 222,100 to 143,430. That's not the total men fielded. That was the final number at the end of the game. So it'd be nice to see what the totals were. So that's just the final number. That's not the overall number. We lost 4 battles. One of them was a naval battle, and we won 35. Total casualties, we caused 122,348 casualties to our 55,362. Now, I wonder what this number would actually look like with the attrition counted into it. Neither one of us had good relations with Europe. And trade warfare, I didn't put any money into this. I don't know what the 420, or is that what they were taking away from me? That's probably what that is. And their economy was 275 to my 187, which, you know, is what it would have been, because we don't have a good economy to start with. All right. So, I'm going to take a break from the game for a few days. This video is going up on Wednesday, so I do believe I will start a fresh campaign on Friday. And so if you'd like a unit, and I'm going to start a Union 1861 spring campaign, because my last spring campaign was not complete. If I had completed it, I'd be doing a summer campaign instead. So we will be starting with a fresh spring 1861 campaign for the Union. And if you would like to name a brigade and tell me what state it's from, officers, uniforms, I will gladly oblige you. Just let me know. Put it in the comments of this video. So we'll have a few days to get to me. And that should be about it. So if you're a new viewer, returning viewer, and you have not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you've been following the series and enjoyed the content, please hit that like button. Comments, comments, comments. All you gentlemen have been commenting on almost every video. Please comment on this one. Let me know what you thought about the campaign in total. You know, this last episode's kind of on the short side. Battle-wise, just one small battle. So I'd like to hear everybody's thoughts on the campaign in its entirety and the way I presented it. So please hit me up with those thoughts of yours along with your unit requests. And I will see you all on Friday with the first episode of the next campaign. You all have a good one now.